Welcome to Week 10 of the AUDL here in Atlanta, Georgia at St. Pius Stadium. We have the number 1 Dallas Roughnecks versus the number 3 Atlanta Hustle. Dallas at 6-1, Atlanta at 4-3, I believe. Big game for Atlanta, especially for playoff seedings, really for both teams, Dallas and Raleigh as well, trying to fight for a home field advantage. Right now, Austin had a 1-1 weekend, losing against Raleigh and then going into Tampa and barely getting a win, I believe 27-26. Now giving Atlanta some cushion, and if they can get a win here against Dallas, really kind of start to pull away in that third place position, possibly even a second place if things go well against Raleigh later in the season. So really a big stepping stone as we move into the second half of the season. Both teams really trying to fight for their position here in the division standings in the South. Definitely Dallas looking to get another home field advantage. They don't really want to go to Raleigh and have to travel all the way there to get to the Flying Four. Atlanta still just trying to fight for that playoff position. They don't even care how they get it. I don't think we really care. If we can get a home field game, great, but if we can just get our foot in, that's all we're looking for this season, and then, cause some chaos from there. Right now we have Atlanta Hustle huddling up, and we have Dallas on the line. Dallas will be pulling to Atlanta. I believe we got Emmons out there on defense with Henry Fruta. I think it's Crystal Rock with the disc. For Atlanta, we've got Matt Smith out there, Josh Bush, Denny Owen, Kyle Stapleton, Austin Taylor, Draco, Sperling, and Christian Olsen. Interested to see how Atlanta plays offense today, if they come out quick with strikes. There's just a little bit of wind out there today, so I'm expecting to see a few hucks to start us off. It is pretty hot. Temperature-wise, I think it's up in the 80s, but it feels a lot hotter than it is. We'll see if that actually plays a factor as the game comes towards the end of the fourth quarter. All right, we are underway. Pull is up. I think we're going to have Draco. Going to let it drop with Stapleton in the back. Looks like we have Bush kind of doing an ISO here to Olsen, back out to the middle. Nice undercut. Looks from Sperling. Picks it up. You got Bush making a run for the end zone. Smith makes the undercut. All of it's looked off. He's going to have to look for a reset soon. Olsen able to get back under. Continues it up to Owen right outside, about 10 yards out, looking for a strike, and Smith makes a strike cut, but he's denied. Right now has to get a reset soon, puts it all the way to the other side. A blady throw, but Bush there to pick it up. Nice look from Owen. Really good defense from Dallas, really making them have to work for those extra strike cuts, but Atlanta's still able to find that big wide field and just put it to space and let their offensive big players make a move. Nice job by Bush in the back. I think Matt Jackson's going to stay on the O-line. I'm going to get some of these names down as we go. I recognize a few. Nice quick strike. Just a nice steady offense. Not trying to do anything too showy, just get the rhythm going. Looked pretty solid, but defense from Dallas definitely there putting pressure. I think we have Malachek back with, once I see these jersey names, I'll know. Got Jackson up in the front, number 19 in the back. Nice little swing to Frood with the disc. Nice little we got the Atlanta zone coming back in. Ooh, almost gets it through there. Back to Frood. Frood puts it up over the top. That's kind of that weak spot there. Able to now dish it back to Malachek. Malachek puts a nice little air bounce easily in the end zone to number 27. Give me a second. Thomas Slack. Kai Marshall is out there as well. Or not Kai Marshall, I'm sorry. Dalton Smith. That was a nice. They just found the way to break through that defensive cup And once you get through that, it's really easy then to get those next few throws, and they were ready to attack immediately when it happened. So curious to see if Atlanta will tighten up, make sure that doesn't happen again. But tough to really play that same type of defense and not have those wings get open, especially with this big width of the field. It's almost like you just got to hope the throw itself isn't as good. But with the light wind right now, those throws I don't think are going to be too difficult for Dallas to do. You just got to hope a nice little gust comes through. But those throws still are subject to some problems with the wind. You just got to hope it goes your way. Choi now going to pick it up. He's got Jack on the swing. Another ISO. Burns wide open again. They're letting him kind of trap on that line. A nice takeoff, but he's denied. It was, I believe, Taylor French. Oh, and just a little too high. Goes over Choi, and this could be the first break of the game. Oh, French is right on him, trying to make the move. Has to swing it all the way back. It's a long swing all the way to the other side of the field. I think that's Larberg. Another, oh, I believe, nope, no pick call. Nice swing in there. Dallas gets the first break of the day. That was to number 9, Joel Clutton.
Hustle fans, we know it's a bit of a scorcher out today, so we've got free popsicles up at the
So that's kind of been Atlanta's problem the last couple weeks. We just seem to make little hiccups on the offense, especially on the swings. We turn it over on our own side. Dallas just has to collect themselves really quickly, and few throws, they're in the end zone, and that's what happens there. 2-1 now Dallas with about 10:28 left in the first. For Atlanta, let's see, we got Bush out there as well, Draco. Pretty much a solid offensive line. Great cutters, great handlers, especially with Stapleton. At any point can just flick it all the way to the end zone. Oh, what a perfect pull. Lands right in bounds. Stapleton able to pick up the disc in the center. Carries it over to Olsen. Olsen to Smith. Just nice little 5-yard cuts. Bush now able to get up to the 40. No deep cut. Now we have 2 deep cuts at the same time. It's Owen and Sperling. I don't think Owen's going to be able to get there a little too much. At least this time, we turn it over on the other side of the field. See if this defense can get it back. Otherwise, Dallas will be looking to get 2 straight breaks. I think it's important for Atlanta not to get down early and then have to play catch-up. That's not something we had to really do much this season. Nice little start, but oh, nice little fake. It's going to float. Can Stapleton get under? I think that's Ferruta trying to get his body in there. Nice job. Dishes it right back to, I believe, Emmons. Emmons gives it right back to Ferruta. And really, it seemed like Atlanta took a while to get up there. They have to give it back to Emmons now. He's trapped near the sideline, but gives it right back to Ferruta. Goes high. He's able to get up, get it right into the end zone. Henry Ferruta with the score. 3-1 Dallas, and Atlanta needs to get their act together quickly. You do not want to be down early against Dallas. Dallas is, I swear, even better in the fourth quarter than they are in the first. But still lots of ultimate to play. Atlanta, I think, just wants to get a steady offense moving again. I said you can feel the pressure of the Dallas defense, too. They're really making those undercuts tough to do. And then a little tough throw there by, I believe, Bush. A little trailing on the throw, but a good look. We have Kelvin out here, Trenton Spinks. I think Minch. Minch is going to receive the disc, I believe, with Laviolette. Parker Bray right up the middle. Bray's got it all. Oh, he wanted to give it to Kelvin. Ends up giving it back to Laviolette. Looking to probably swing it back to the middle. Able to get it to Trenton at the 50. He gives it right back up to Bray in the middle. They're seeming to have nice jobs crashing through the horizontal cuts. Laviolette now up by the 20. He's got Minch right there. Oh, great play. Good throw. Minch had a great cut. I believe, once again, props to number 9, Joel Clutton. He definitely put some pressure on Minch to have to make the grab. He kind of knew the cut was coming, but nice offensive work. Very fluid. Definitely the best offensive approach so far. It seemed like Parker Bray was able to get those horizontal cuts really well. Really tough to actually get the right spacing on that kind of cut, but able to allow them to force it up the middle. Much needed point for Atlanta to kind of break that break city. 3-2 Dallas. Looks like, I believe, JP with the pull. Malachek. I'm trying to get that other number. That is Dalton Smith back there. Will it stay in like Dallas's? No, it carries just outside. Nice close pull there. I believe Matt Jackson's in the stack as well. Jay Frood. I want to say Kai Marshall possibly in the back, or that might be discs in. Jay Frood with the first cuts, looked off. Ooh, and then Kai Marshall going deep. Frood puts a nice backhand under. He's able to get up. Now looking to see what they can do from there. Looking to reset. Nice defense right now behind his goal. And there's the stall. Unbelievable work. Dallas just can't believe it, but I mean that seemed like 7 seconds. Good work by the Atlanta defense. Way to stay on their men. There's a big chance right now to get this back on serve. Nice give and go from Choi. Choi's got, what is it, French. I think this is gonna be perfect to French. Oh, what a grab! Just catches it on the tail end. It even looks like he had to get a couple extra fingers on it. Great defense from Dallas with the pressure, but French pulls through. Now ties it up 3-3. Tyler French. You can tell he took off and the defender was still with him, but the throw was perfect by Sun Choi. That was number 27, Thomas Slack, who played really good defense there. Definitely making it a tough grab. But Atlanta comes through and a big break for them now. Still down a break, but now tied 3-3 with 8:29 left in the first. Bush with the pull. Malachek Dalton back with the receiving, getting the pull. Stays in bounce this time, dishes it right back to Dalton, now in the center at the 25. No action right now. Looks like the cup is back out. See how they handle it this time. They're going to basically just send, I think, Kai to the other side, and here he goes. Kai's already, there it is. It might be a little too far. He's able to run it down. You can just see Kai just creeping in the background. Jay now has it, dishes it. Ooh, a little too eager to number 19. That is Kevin Richardson. That was kind of forced there by Frood. I think he thought the defender wasn't paying attention, but I believe Richardson had looked him off. And now we have a chance to get this back on serve. Beautiful flick underneath Malachek. Back to Stapleton now. Gets another great one. He's going to be able to continue it. Probably get another one to Own here. Own now has Bush all by himself. He looks him off, but actually gets it back to Smith. They really want to get this break. Olsen now sitting on the other opponent's 40. Dishes it back. Ooh, little squirrely there. Gets it to Bush now at the 35. Has a, ooh, and just hugged. There was a call, but they ended up looking it off for Matt Smith. Basically hugged by Dalton Smith on Sperling, but Sperling caught it through the contact. And then right there, yeah, look at that. I mean, just hit more of his waist than anything else. Still like a baller, he catches it and then puts it right to Matt Smith. Huge break, and now Atlanta back on. We are where we started, 4-3. Big turnaround. It was 3-1, so that's 3 straight for Atlanta Hustle. Matt Jackson, I believe, has been out there every point. I don't think I've seen him come off. Make sure that is Matt Jackson, number 3. I just go by the way he looks. That is him. There's the pull. This one looks like it's going to stay in bounce. Looks like they're coming out expecting zone. Back there for Dallas, once I see it, it's a number 11, Dylan Marburg. And Kaplan, I believe, Maurer on the other side. So they're kind of expecting the zone. Kai now just streaking deep. Kelvin kind of allowing it, baiting it. Matt wants a little more unders right now. Let's see how it goes. Joel Clutton kind of playing the popper at the moment. Dishing it back to Kaplan Maurer. I believe that's Kaplan Maurer. I can't see his jersey, but oh, a nice swing all the way to Jackson. He's going to look for the continuation, but nice job by Sam Batson to cut that off. But they're still, ooh, and that's what we want, but unfortunately not able to make the play. Faruda staying composed, gets it back to, I think that's Larberg there. We're starting to see some changes in the backfield. Number 99 dishes it to Faruda, a little behind. The players are starting to just run into each other. Dallas players moving as much around. This is, I believe, Dylan Larberg with the disc. He's looking for the nice swing all the way to Jackson. He's looking for the continuation. They look it off. Nice job by this zone. They're really making them have to throw a lot of throws. Clutton, once again, trying to make an inside cut. They're starting to slow down again. Connor Olsen trying to make some moves. Big swing to Ferruta, but really there's not a lot of play there with Noah Chambers also on the wing side. We're looking for those handlers to try to make a big play here. Oh, they want to get rid of it. Get ready for the continuation here. Is that Connor once again? And there we go. Matt Jackson puts it into, I believe, Kaplan Marr. Good. I think that was a good defensive play from Atlanta. Connor puts a nice one. I knew the swing was going to be eventually the demise here. Jackson gets it. Defense has to play catch up, and if you can get that turnaround quick enough and put just a good enough backhand, beautiful put. Bray there to at least put some pressure. And that was number 2, Kaplan Moore. I did have it right. 4-4. We got 5:51 left in the first. Definitely the longest point of the match there. So far, still pretty hot out there. The sun isn't really beating down as much, but it comes and goes. As you can see now, it's starting to come back out. Nice pull to Sun Choi. Looks like Jack Perivier is going to be there to feed it. Oh, a quick break. He went deep, I think, by Rogers, but then he ends up taking nice defense from Larberg. I think that was Dylan, or Chris. Devin Rogers dishes it back to Olsen. Nice cut in from JP Burns. Rogers lets it go. JP's got it. Wants another continuation. Has it to, camera said Lindquist. Lindquist to Burns. Catches it behind him. Nice grab. Another under to French, but French just lets it pop out of his hands. Now Dallas has a chance to get the break back. Dalton now immediately puts it up. Comes out very sloppy. French gets a beautiful dive. Make sure he gets his game back right there. Definitely a big play by French. Now back to Olsen. Looks like we have Burns kind of open on the break side. Getting stuck on the line, needs something, has to do something very quick. Had to have been right there at stall 6. Right now, Choi gets a massive swing to Burns over at the 30. Burns looking from Lindquist, but he does. He puts it up there. A great catch over the top with an amazing bid by, I believe, number 1, Griffin Miller. It was number 1 versus number 1, and it was so far the number 1 play of the day. That's all I'm going to say about that, because that was beautiful. Lindquist just uses that right hand, I believe, to get over the top. Great work. Definitely set up by the French drop. Then French comes back, gets the defensive play, is able to get the disc back to the center and make an incredible play to put us back in the lead 5-4. For a second there at the beginning of this quarter, I was getting nervous. We were already down 3-1, and I know Dallas, when they get on a run, they can really carry, but we answered quickly with a 3-0 run ourselves, and we're back up top 5-4. Got our standard line. Looks like Dylan Larberg. Let me make sure that is. I'm saying that because there's the brothers out there. Dylan and Malachek. Got Thomas Slack on the wings. Dishes it in back to, I think that's Matt Jackson. Got Kevin Richardson popping in the center. Kai on the other opposing wing, and Frood now kind of playing that other wing. Yeah, right now they're just allowing Malachek to be open there on the resets. Now getting right back to Frood. It's kind of an awkward man. I think it's just a man H-stack right now. There's no real zone being played. Sperling dishing it back to Richardson. Oh, here we go. Can Malachek wanted it, but Richardson being very cautious, holding the disc for a couple seconds. Nice play. There, it's clean. Dylan Larberg, I thought maybe he wanted to call strip, but I don't think he even contested it. That was a clean defensive play. Can we do it again here? Matt Smith dishes it, swings it over to Olsen, really making this team run. Bush now over on the 40 near the far sideline. And timeout, I believe, called by Atlanta. 3:40 left in the first quarter. 5-4. Atlanta now looking to get another break, get up by 2. different offensive line now that we've got it kind of on our own 40. Got Matthew Knowles, who's a beautiful handler for Atlanta, and he's really good at throwing the disc. Mostly beautiful. Sam Batson, Kelvin Williams, definitely going to be a deep threat here. Parker Bray, a great continuation cutter, and then can immediately put the disc at least 30, 40 yard. Beautiful flicks into the end zone. Looks like we're going to have Laviolette with the disc and Minch helping as a dump. Bray going to be the first cutter position. Kelvin in the back. Trenton filling up with Batson and Knowles. Curious to see if we have a play call right off the bat. I'm thinking they're going to try to get a give and go to Minch, and then Kelvin's going to go to the end zone. Kelvin's going to fake under, then Minch is going to take it. Let's see what happens. Minch does clear the lane, so there goes my whole plan. Back to Bray. Has to swing again. Tough to get off that line and get things started, but go back to their own 25. There's a lot of clogging right now. Laviolette has a nice swing to Minch, has to go up and grab it. Has a huge backhand. Can it come back in? Got Emmons chasing down. Batson just went down. Or I'm sorry, Batson caught it, but Emmons went down screaming. His hamstring. I don't know if it was a cramp or something, but that was a loud scream from him. He immediately went down. He's moving. He's okay. So, like, it's definitely just his leg. And he's getting up. I think he just got a massive cramp. That's what it's looking like. He's walking. Let's hope that's all it is. Ooh, I could hear the pain. I could hear it from the scream. That did not look good. But walking off, getting stretched. It's hot. As I said, it doesn't. The temperature doesn't really do it justice. It is hot out there. He's definitely upset about that on the sideline there. I think he knew he had Batson all over. He was going to get that disc. And Atlanta, for them, a lucky break, I guess. But as long as he's okay. 6-4 Atlanta. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left in the first. Pull coming from JP. Big loss. Let's hope Dallas for them. They can get him back and healthy. We'll keep you updated as I see out here on the corner of my eye. Malachek gives now. We're going to have Dalton Smith. Kind of your standard Dallas O-line right now. I believe that's Frood. Frood's going to definitely make a lot of these continuation cuts for him. Matt Jackson has Richardson deep. He's going to go for it. Here we go. We got Bray and then Rogers coming in to help. It's 2-on-1. We got another Dallas player coming into play. What will happen? Oh my goodness, an amazing grab from Thomas Slack going over everyone. That's why you don't give up on the disc. I mean, he was all the way back with the handler, and Thomas Slack hopped over everybody. Rogers, it looks like he just put his hands up and forgot to jump, but I think he just mistimed it. Great eye from Thomas Slack. An incredible sky. Make sure that was Thomas Slack. I believe it was 27. Yeah, incredible play. Lands in the end zone. That should have been Atlanta's disc. They had the numbers, just misread it. Thomas Slack with the score. Let's see who we got pulling here. That's Dylan Larberg with the pull. We see on offense. Looks like Draco's going to start us off and get it to Stapleton here. Already up at the 30. Good start, but nobody really moving. The whole offensive line was still aligned with the handlers. They end up finally spreading out. Now we're trapped in our own line. A horrible, sorry. That was just unfortunate. Swing back to Matt Smith. He knew right when he let it go. Unfortunate mistake from Atlanta, though. Let's see if they can get it back. Nice pressure by Owen, trying to make up for the mistake, and he does. Great pressure by Owen. Gets the disc back. And I think they're changing out the discs. Not sure why. But still Atlanta's disc as we start with Stapleton on his own 20 near the far end, sideline. Gets a nice 20-yarder to 15-yarder to Olsen. Olsen continues it back up to Smith. It kind of bobbles, and an amazing layout grab from Owen. He is really working hard to get this offensive point. Back to Stapleton now, dead center in the field. Looking to reset to Olsen, has a continuation to Smith now on the opponent's 40. Forces it up the line, Sperling toes it in. Now trapped, looking for a reset, got Draco, nice job. Back now on his own 30. Continues, big swing to Bush, who just grabs on the tail end. Continues it to Olsen, but it's a little too far out. You could feel like the throws were starting to get a little bit away from them. And right there at the end, Bush put a little too much zinger on it. Now Dallas, I believe that's Kaplan with the disc, Maurer, looking to get that break and tie this back up. Oh, a nice little cheeky throw over the top to Dylan Larberg now. Throws a deep one. This is a good matchup. Oh, misread. That's tough to see in the sun. He was looking right up in it. That was Ben Rogers. I think that was the right throw. The matchup was Ben Rogers, and I think, was it Matt Smith? So definitely a height advantage. He just needed to get the disc up. Olsen now at the 50. Looking to reset now, gives it back to Stapleton. Gives it right back to Olsen again. Looking for a continuation. Good timing, but a little too close. Stapleton gives it back to Draco now on the opponent's 40. He's got him on the other side. Bush is still open, but Smith isn't going to be able to get up in time. Oh, he still gives it to him. I think Clutton was just worn out. Boom. Or is that Clutton? Yeah. But great job by Bush. He just knew he had, and you can see that Dallas defender was exhausted trying to keep up with Bush. Yeah, that was Joe Clutton. Great work from Atlanta. What a crazy point. A lot of turns on both sides, but Atlanta still comes out on top, leading by 2 with 40 seconds left in the first. I really feel for this Dallas team. I mean, they're really, I think there's only 14, 15 people here. It seems like a lot of these guys are on the same point, so really curious to see if they can make it through this whole game. Ooh, low throw there without having more injuries like Emmons. Oh, forces up the middle to Frood. Frood playing Papa right now. Gets again to Slack. Slack's got, I believe, Richardson on the far wing. Kai Marshall on the other side. He's going to have to give it back to Jackson. He'll probably dish it to Smith and then look for Kai Marshall on the swing, but no, he pops it right through, and there it is! They read it! Laviolette could see it from a mile away. Dishes it deep to Bray. Mitch is also running it down. I think it's to Mitch, baby. It's Mitch. A huge play right before we end this fourth quarter. 13 seconds, or first quarter, 13 seconds. 8-5 Atlanta. And can you believe it? It started 3-1, and it's been an incredible 7-2 run for Atlanta. Unbelievable. This is the best this offense has looked all season, and that was an incredible layout play by Laviolette. That's the stuff I used to love doing in college. I love that. That's what I live for in this sport. Beautiful layout, defensive grab, keeps the disc, immediately dishes it. Great work from Atlanta. Now let's see how this works. It's definitely going to be a buzzer beater situation. I definitely look for Kai Marshall to be back there with Jay Frood, Kevin Richardson as well. They're kind of looking to play kind of a standard. I think they're going to hope to just get a throw or two and then just have a nice easy 50-yard throw rather than a full field, but we're down to 10 seconds. You got Kelvin and Rogers in the back. Kai Marshall on the other side. He puts it up, but it's kind of Blady. This is playing into Kelvin. Kelvin just swats it away with his left hand. And I think they're going to call contact on Kelvin. I'm not quite sure what's... No, they're going to say that there's technically a second still left. So great. I thought I would say that looked pretty clean. Both guys going in. You can see that trying to keep... even with the hands being grabbed and everybody, that was still a great play by both players. I'm going to love to continue watching that matchup throughout the night. Yeah, Kelvin, he was afraid of jumping against Kelvin. Ooh, and it just blocks it right away. I think JP was okay with that. Nice block from Kelvin Richardson. That's it for the first quarter, 8-5. Atlanta, I believe Atlanta will be pulling to Dallas to start the second.
The Atlanta Hustle is sponsored in part today by Total Home Care. Serving Atlanta for over 30 years, call them for all your window, gutter, and pressure washing needs. Mention the Hustle and get $25 off your first service.
We've got, I believe her name is Sarah, right?
If we could find
She's out there on the field.
Pairs of lasso socks, we will get this the first quarter game started.
Yeah, we have a first quarter game. I believe it's with lasso socks. Sarah on the field. Miranda there getting the team pumped up. That was an incredible first quarter. And I mean, you can tell Atlanta's very pumped up about that. I was very impressed. Definitely going down 3-1 in the beginning and having a 7-2 run to finish the quarter. Kelvin really making the statement there at the end of the game, or the end of the quarter. Sorry, I just want it to be over now since we're up by 3.
All right, so we
just okay, it's done.
2 pairs of beautiful lasso socks. They're going to be placed at the 50-yard line. We've got 2 lovely volunteers, Luke and Steve, that are going to race from the end zone to the center of the field, take off their shoes and socks, put on these lasso socks, and the first one to do it wins. Don't get me wrong, both of them will get to keep the socks, because that's gross. But, you guys ready? Woo! Alright, we will count down.
Alright, well, yes, they are running to go to these lasso socks. And the first one to take off their shoes and socks and put on the socks themselves are the winners. And here we go. Steve had a huge false start. I think he should take a 10-yard penalty. And now they are both there. And he threw his socks away.
I feel like that means Steve cheated.
Now here we go. This is the true race. This kid's like, I can do this. I can do this. Here we go. Both of them now are getting on the socks. Looks like Steve there is still struggling. Now it's about a tie here. They're both, okay, we got one sock on the right. But curious that they both use the right foot. There's probably a strategy to that. Or, dominant. Who knows? This is all speculation. Right now, I think it's going to be, oh, he's getting up, and there it is. I don't know, yeah. He's really pulling him up there and showing him off, though. There's our true winner. Yeah, there we go.
We're going to say that Mooch the winner today since Steve had poor sportsmanship. Give it up for everybody.
Yes, poor sportsmanship. But there you go, lasso socks. That's fun. That's the first time I think I've seen that game.
Proud owners of new lasso socks. Congratulations and enjoy.
They are pretty comfortable, definitely.
Game.
I like those high top on, like a high top ultimate socks. Been times I wear low socks anymore. I just rip up my heels, especially with cleats. Should be resuming pretty soon. We got the officials blowing the whistle. Yeah, we got to get.
We still need one more volunteer for our second half game coming on down.
Ooh, it is hot. I can start to feel the heat. Luckily in the booth right now, we don't have the sun in our eyes, but we don't have any fans running or anything. It is sticky out there.
I can guarantee it's less running than that one.
Curious to see how Dallas will come out, or I'm sorry, Atlanta, if their defense will go back to that zone and force these guys to run a lot. Every step you take today is going to be compounded by the end of this game. It is the weather. Not that these two teams aren't used to it. Dallas definitely, it probably gets hotter there than here. But still, it's going to play a factor, especially when it's such a small squad. You're playing a lot of points. As far as I know, I see Emmons, I think, walking on the sideline. Still got a limp, so I do not think he will be coming back today. Definitely don't want to put it all on this game, especially for the rest of the season. I think they're going to make sure that if he does come back in, he's feeling 100%. Pull by Bush. We are underway in the second quarter, 8-5. Atlanta hustle. Draco right there on Malachek to get this started. And yep, they're coming out with that zone. Frood looking to pop. Dalton gives it over to Frood, keeping them moving horizontally. Kai now trying to come in on his side of the wing. They get a nice swing that gives it to Slack. Slack now back in the middle, gives it immediately to Frood. You got Richardson way in the back. He's going to probably swing it. Nope, looks it off. forces it into, I believe, Slack. Slack gets another nice one, but it lifts. Marshall stretches high. Amazing. Amazing grab to keep it going. Smith now just outside the 20. Now at the 20, Malachek near the 15. Puts a nice swing, but will it be too far? Unbelievable. I thought that was going to be out. Thomas Slack able to keep it in, aware of where his feet needed to be. Slack playing incredibly well today on offense and defense. That was a nice, look how he just really leans out. Very confidently knows Slack can run that down. I think Dallas was kind of knew that the zone was going to come out. Sorry, that plane flew over really low. That was incredible. Did you get that? That was awesome. And with the music playing right now, I felt like I was in Disney World or something. This is crazy. With that plane flying so low. Alrighty, back to ultimate. Got distracted. Oh, and they're going to roll it out at their own. Well, they got to about the 50. Official trying to do the best he can to stop it. And he's like, oh, man, quit rolling, buddy. Everybody hates chasing the rolling disc. Yep, they're going to put it at the 49. But right on the sideline, they're looking to really make this tough off the bat. But trust me, Atlanta's used to this. That was what we've been training for that forever. Spanks now got all that space. We're just going to get all that yardage on the other side of the field. Bray now at the 30. No continuation. Minch makes the cut, but LaRoque there to play defense. Knowles, oh, and the push. But it's called. So it comes back to Knowles, and he's going to take it to the center. Yeah, they've been really hugging on some of those, but it's tough to make that kind of play. You know you're really close, and you know it's going to be a risky kind of dive, but able to get through. And nice work from Knowles. He's a master of that kind of play. Laviolette again with the nice score. Yeah, when you're jumping through on those kind of plays on defense, you think you're going to make the play, and you end up just hugging the player. And the key thing is when you're going down, not to just barrel through the guy. And so far, we're having pretty clean plays so far today. Atlanta 9-6 answers right back. Coach Miranda trying to make sure that the sideline stays activated, stay engaged in the game, keep that energy up. You don't want to burn it all out. It's hot, but you don't want to then just check out just because you have the lead. That's when the other team starts storming back, and then you have to wake everybody up, and it's too late. Malachek, once again, he is their bread and butter to start. And Dalton, once again, the power. Frood with a nice cut. I like the matchup here, Jack. He's Jack Perrier, quick off the feed. Once again, Slack. Getting those unders and then just feeding them right to them. Let's see what Kai does with the disc. This might be our reset guy. Able to get it back to Jackson. Jackson looks off Smith. Trapped on his own 45. Has to go back to Smith over the top. That's what we want. Unable to get it. Dalton still running. Ooh, and Sun Choi goes with it. They're going to have to restart the count. Malachek has some time, but distances it back to Smith, who then immediately hits Marshall. This is the guy we want to hold the disc for too long. Matt Jackson's going to have to make a move. You know Marshall was going to throw it. He had already made up his mind. Draco not able to keep up. This is where Jackson can be dangerous. He's got a nice quick dish if he can get there. Rogers just a little out of position. Kai now back on his own 25. Nobody there to help him, so this could be a chance. Rogers, the count's got to be getting high. Ooh, we had to have been at 5 or 6 there. Slack now back to 30. This is great defense from Atlanta. Frood, though, can he get the start? He puts it up. Nice work from Frood to Dalton Smith. There was some moment there where Atlanta, I thought, had him. That was some great defense there in the red zone. But Dallas, very composed team. That's why they're number one. They were able to just get their resets, then wait for the right cut in the right time, and it was there. Nice job from Dallas. I'm going to be really impressed to see these guys play all day. I mean, this is going to be an incredible feat for them, especially playing yesterday against Nashville as well. Dallas is just making sure that they don't let Atlanta get any type of run again. So far, we're just back and forth these last few points. I think Atlanta, that's really what they can hope for, is to continue to score on offense, hold every point this quarter, and go into half feeling very confident. Right now, Matt Smith wide open under. Looked like it took a while for defense to get there. Draco, a lot of space right now. Definitely a lot of trailing from Dallas. So we got Kaplan now guarding. And Matthew Armour. Oh, great. Chris was right there. Owen able to stay composed. Back to Draco. Draco probably going to swing it to Bush. We've got Christian Olsen going deep, but nah, not really there. Matt Smith's going to keep the continuation going. Atlanta starting to look a little tired. Stapleton able to keep it going. Stuck on his own 40 near the sideline. Ooh, right there. To Matt Miller, I believe his name is. Owen fakes deep. He's going to have to get back to Smith. Right now, great defensive pressure downfield from Dallas, really forcing Atlanta to have to give and go to their handlers. Great little give to Stapleton, who gives a nice little shot to Sperling, but it might be too far. Oh my goodness. Those are the worst to drop, you know, when you have it right there in your hand. I think Stapleton feels a little bad. He knows he can put that in better. At least now we're turning it over in our end zone and not on our own side. Let's see if this defense can get it back. Owen has had incredible marks today. Let's see if he can get Chris Rock to throw this away. A little high, but defender wasn't there, and that was Kaplan, who immediately puts it up. And that's just a beautiful placement. He's going to be just shy of the end zone to Griffin Miller. Looking to put it to somebody. He has a nice look to number 4, Zach Marbach. And I really haven't seen a lot of those names today, but they showed up. Now getting the first break of the quarter on an unfortunate drop in the end zone by Atlanta. But honestly, I think Atlanta needs to be proud of that offensive point. But the Dallas defense really put a lot of pressure. Then Stapleton a little too hard on his backhand. But I think Atlanta can live with that break today. We have plenty of chances to get more runs. I know those. I have not seen a lot of those names today, but we haven't really seen the defense on a lot of points that last 4 quarters, so maybe that's why, you know. Sorry. All right, looks like Connor Olsen with the pull. Got Minch, Bray, Laviolette, Knowles, Trenton. This isn't really that common offensive line we normally see. Kelvin, though, this is right to Kelvin. Oh, great job. Bray, ooh, fumbles it, bumbles it, and catches it. Bray making it some entertaining ultimate here. Batson gets another great grab. Pretty hard ones up the line right now. Continues it back to Bray. Bray has a Mitch wide open. Mitch, they're really making us run it down today. Mitch. No blades today. We're really be like, no, guys, we got to stay active. We got to keep those legs fresh. But nice job. Man, Bray barely hanging on to that disc. Whew, that almost gave me a little mini heart attack there, that little bumble. I was like, please don't. We don't need that. We don't need this now. Great job. Way to continue it, though. Bray then gives it right to Minch for a score. (10-8), 7:49 left in the second. Got that solid offensive line for Dallas out there again. Your standard. We got Slack, Marshall. That's Marshall. Malachek, Dalton, Jackson, Frood, Richardson. Lots of height compared to our team, our defensive line. Will Lindquist getting down there. I think we're going to see the zone. Curious, Art. Yeah, I think there's a zone here. Yep. See if and they immediately went to it. Frood picking it. Yeah, Rogers was pulled too far to Slack and Marshall. Now let's see if they just crumble to man or keep the zone. Nope, they crumble to man. Rogers on Kai. This is who we want to have the disc. We've had a couple rising counts with him, able to get rid of it quickly. Back to Frood. Slack does a beautiful cut again. Frood, oh man, that is so pretty, but it's out of bounds. Ooh, and I don't know if that's in or not. Nope, they're calling him out. I gotta say, I thought his foot was on the blue line. But great. I'm telling you, Slack's on point today, though. Way to be, at least get that back in play. Who knows, the official might not have saw it. Believe that, Slack. Now, here we go. Can Atlanta get that break back? Trying to get out of their end zone right now. Nice long one, but Frood unbelievably grabs it out of the sky with a nice defensive play. The layout of the day so far. Frood now. Well, I would say Laviolette still has the layout of the day. That was awesome. Oh, and Dalton just throws it into him. Not in. Not sure. Yeah, no call, but you could tell that took the wind out of Sun Choi a little bit. Dalton just threw and got that space. No call, and that's a score. That was just a great read by Jay Frood. He's been an incredible player, even when he was playing with Madison and now with Dallas. That's the kind of plays he makes. Dallas fights to get that to stay as a hold. Still down by 1 with 6:38 left in the second.
They've got locations in Atlanta, Johns Creek, and Dunwoody, with appointments available within 48 hours. Visit emoryhealthcare.org/ortho to learn more.
Looks like Dylan Larberg with the pull. Oh, yeah, that's going to come down a little blady, but I think we're going to catch this with Draco right around the 25. And he's going to dish it right to Stapleton. We're at the 30 midfield. Ooh, swings it over to Matt Smith. They're pressing us towards close sideline. Oh, another diving bid there. Oh, nice little loft to Sperling. I think this is a perfect throw. There's nothing that can be done. Incredible backhand from Olsen to Sperling. Daniel Sperling today having a great game. That's the first quick huck play we've seen today, and a beautiful put. I mean, you can tell 26, he knew. There's just no, you're going to have to run right through the play, and there's just no way that's going to happen. Noah Chambers just outthrown, really. This is still a long game. I don't feel comfortable with Dallas only being 2 behind. We need to be 10 behind. And even then, they freak me out. This would be a great win for Atlanta, too, if we could kind of get some separation towards the rest of the season and going into the final games as we have Nashville. A few more Nashville games, and Raleigh as well will be big ones. Trenton right now on the mark, kind of have a junkie zone. They're kind of just leaving Matt Jackson and Malachek on the side. Smith now forced in the middle. And they got Bray and Kelvin kind of watching the Frood, which I think is going to be a better matchup, especially Kelvin and Frood. Kelvin's just going to eat up anything back there. Knowles. There it comes, but, oh, I think Kelvin, if he would have bit for it, I think he could have got there. But then he would have left Thomas Slack wide open on the other side. Frood now on his 20. Has to go all the way back to Jackson. Has the continuation, though. And they're still running the zone. Minch now clamming them in. Puts it right up the middle to Richardson, who's going to have Smith in the end zone. And they just broke right through that wall. Like I said, that's always going to be the weak point of that defense, but you just got to hope that throw doesn't make it or it goes a little too high or blades the wrong way. I thought for a second Kelvin wanted to get it, but if he didn't get it, then we were definitely exposed in the backfield. Right now, just trying to really, the defense is making Dallas throw a lot of throws, but if they're going to be able to get that first one out like that, they're limiting that throw count right off the bat. So then if they're going to throw a lot of throws, at least a lot of those throws are potential scores. I think Atlanta needs to really pressure them to do a lot more in the beginning before they throw that hammer. Because if they got to throw a hammer in the end zone, that's actually better for us. There's less space to worry about. Kelvin can kind of come in. Sun Choi, a beautiful pull, but no one came to Sun Choi, so he has, there's no defenders down there. Rogers is wide open. He's being baited by Joel Clutton, I believe. Rogers gets it. I believe he's in. Yes. Joel Clutton is struggling to keep up there. That was actually a good matchup. They both had about the same speed, but Rogers had the extra step on him. Incredible put by Atlanta, and so far we're king of the big ones today. The deep ball. Now I think Atlanta feeling energized. We're looking for a break. Ready to get back to Break City. Dropping me off on the bus. Or, well, you know what I'm trying to say. You guys know what I'm trying to say. (12-10) Atlanta, 5:22 left, second quarter. This is, I think, the longest Atlanta's ever led against Dallas. I know we've led quarters here and there, but we've been leading for a good bit in this game. But Dallas, I think that's only going to fuel them more to play harder and come back. This one looks like Jackson's going to get it right at the goal line. He's going to creep out to about the 15. Immediately gives it to Dalton, who's now just about under the 30. Oh, they were baiting it to get it to Malachek. Sperling wanted it. Now he's with Kai Marshall. Back to Jackson now. Jackson kind of wants to get Malachek behind him a little bit, able to get it over then to Smith again, who breaks it to Slack. Back to Jackson. So a lot more throws this time. And then he immediately goes deep. It's going to go high and to the right. Olsen trying to play off positioning. Oh, Richardson from behind just grabs it. And I think Olsen's saying something, looking for a call. Wouldn't be shocked if it was holding his arm down. Because the last two slow-mos, that's what I've seen. He definitely puts his arm out. And that looks beautifully clean. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that play. Oh, it looks like he might get a little hand on it. Pretty good play from Richardson. I think they'd like to get that one back. A few more chances. I think Atlanta could win a couple of those. Dallas, this has definitely been a back and forth point. I think there was a break in the very beginning. And ever since then, we've just gone back and forth. Atlanta had a chance to get it back on serve, but a great, incredible layout from Jay Frood put them right back on point. And we got that fresh leg defense out there who are looking to make some big plays. We got Miller, Chambers, and Matthew with the hand block, but they're going to get a call. He was excited about it. He was excited. Now Bray's going to have it on his own 40, dishes it over to Laviolette, getting it back in the middle. Nice defense there on Matthew Knowles. Trenton now picks it up with Miller Garden. Laviolette going to get back into the center again, but he's got the man right. Oh, and he wanted to chase it down. Chris LaRock was right there. I think if he ran through, he could have got it. Spinks with a nice cut, looked off, but he's going to continue it. And then another incredible layout from defense from the Dallas team. That was Miller. And timeout called from Dallas. Wow. Griffin Miller. Let's see this. I think Spinks had already kind of looked him off, but I think everyone knew he had pretty much showed the sign of what he was going to throw. That is beautiful. And look, ooh. Really, actually, he keeps that disc even through that. It was a tough fall on this turf. Unbelievable grab. That was beautiful. Griffin Miller. I think the hat stayed on, too. It's amazing. Big chance for Dallas to tie this up. This has really been the quarter for them, but no really runs for anybody, but they could come away with 2 breaks so far, with still 4:03 left in the second. Those fresh leg defensive players are really, I think the last 2 times I've seen that line out there. Well, the last time they got the break, and they might be getting another one here soon. It seemed like Laviolette had just showed the signal. The sign was out there. Everyone knew he was going to throw it. And great job for Miller to just run it down. Looks like Malachek and Dalton Smith are going to be starting off in the back. We've got Kai Marshall and Rogers guarding each other. Nice by Slack, but great mark. Now Richardson with the disc is going to, no, he's over the top. He's able to run it all the way in. Dalton Smith, way to be aware. Very quick strike, I believe 3 throws. We're tied up now. Emmons still limping along across the field. I feel bad for him. That had to have hurt. I'm pretty sure he'll be out for the game today. Looks like he's still getting to be able to run on it, but I don't think they're going to put any more pressure on him. They're doing really well so far.
Just under 4 minutes to go in the half, tied 12-12. Let's hear it for your Atlanta Hustle.
Here you go. This is a scary defensive line because if they can get that D play, they will definitely be ready to play on offense. hard run from, was that 77? A lot of good pressure right now. Not getting any open looks. Olsen looked off, rightfully so. And you had a nice, beautiful throw from Stapleton to get Bush open. Bush now, here we go. Will this be the floodgates? No, Owen once again looked off. Looks like we're cutting each other off a little bit on some of these throws. Stapleton able to keep us alive and reared by Smith. A big hit. Did kind of come in with the shoulder. I'm sorry, that's not Smith. My bad. That's Ben Rogers. I don't think that was anything intentional. He just happened to have his shoulder low right at the moment. And there we go. This might be continuation from Smith to Bush. Oh, it kind of floats. Joel Clutton definitely making up for some space there. Nice work. I'm telling you, though, this defense from Dallas is playing tough. Hard and quick right now, really making it so that our timing is a little bit off on these cuts. But this, you could just see it happening. Clutton, I mean, if there's a layout bid there, possibly. Dangerous, but kind of come in. Let's get a little hand contact, but nothing too crazy. Nice catch by Bush. Very important for Atlanta there to come after a break. You don't want a run starting. Laviolette with the pull. Let's see if Atlanta can get this defense fired up. They have not had a single break this quarter. A beautiful pull. Let's see if they can get down there. Trenton, Speedy Gonzalez right now getting down there, tall and lanky. We're hoping that that mark can make it a little bit more difficult for this handler offense. Wide open on the sideline. Frood. They're definitely exposing this zone. Now they're getting them trapped on the end zone. The sideline. This is very important, but once again, able to dish it all the way back out. They're just running them all over the place. Richardson and now Slack. Once again, they're just eating it up. This is too easy. Batson and Trenton now trying to get something started. They're starting to close in, but once again, Richardson they're wide open. Any throw can work right now. Now let's see if that changes here in the red zone. They've switched to a man. This one floats. Oh, Kelvin. It kind of popped right over him, and Slack then Kelvin almost gets a hand block. Great job by Dallas. Atlanta seemed kind of lost until they went man. That might be a sign that we might switch to man. You might see more man defense coming into this second half because I don't think Dallas, they're getting used to these short, wide open throws. They haven't really been tested man-to-man as much as Atlanta offense has. We'll see if that changes as we go into the rest of the game. But beautiful offense. They really made Atlanta defense look silly there on that point. Definitely some momentum right now on the Dallas sidelines. They just look really calm and collected. Atlanta, I just feel like they know they got a hold, so the pressure is kind of mounting. Let's see if they can continue to just be solid. They've done pretty well this quarter. Nice one to JP. Miller, hungry for another one. Crams it in there to Olsen. Looking for a big swing. He's got two players. Sun Choi, then another one to Jack Pervier. He's got JP all the way on the other side, but he looked off. Now Will Lindquist back is going to give it right back to Jack. Jack's got French, but it's a little too close to the sideline. Winquist backing him up just outside the end zone. He's going to dish it all the way back to the 25. Big one. And then Olsen now back to the 15. He's going to have to probably give it back to no mark right now. Now we have a mark. Oh, this is a tough one. Oh, there it is. JP. Nice grab. Miller doing everything he can. Looks like he wanted a pick call, but sometimes you just got to let the ref know, and you got to make the call. Sometimes just having the discussion will make that next time he might call it, or you never know. Got to let them know what you saw just in case they didn't see it. Great play. Nice layout D and a great catch from JP. Solid hold, 14-13 with 1:35 left in the second quarter. And there you can probably tell a little bit, but Sun kind of went away for a second. It got a little cooler. Maybe that's good that we're on defense because we'll have some extra legs maybe. Let's see if this stays in bounds. No, not even close. Gonna take it at the brick. Malachek, Dalton, and Matt Jackson. And I think Richardson's actually coming back too, so he's gonna be popping in the middle. Thomas Slack in the middle as well. Kai on close sideline, and I think Fruit on the far. Kind of playing a man a little bit back there with Bush. Bush playing a little tighter to Fruit. I think his speed's going to be what helps. Nice job. It throws it to nobody. Oh, no, Kyle Stapleton with the double D, and they call timeout immediately with 1:24 left. Huge chance to get a break. Go back up by 2, and basically this whole quarter is a wash for Dallas. This is huge. Yeah, Dalton had to have been high on the stall count. And I think Kyle felt a little scared, like, oh no, did I leave it for crazy fast Matt Jackson to come in and catch it? No. One more, please. Huge chance for Atlanta to end this quarter. Well, I don't think they'll end it, but at least give them a chance to get another point up in case Dallas gets a buzzer beater. We've got Kelvin, Sam Batson, Trenton Spinks, Parker Bray, Matthew Knowles, Taylor Minch, right? I always get Taylor Minch and Tyler French because they kind of are similar. Taylor Minch, Tyler French. But no, we just have Taylor Minch out there. Parker Bray, Matthew Knowles, Alan Laviolette with the disc. Kelvin's in the back with Trenton right under him. Batson in the middle of the stack. Parker Bray kind of in the poach front lane. Bray just takes off. They were expecting it. And they're just going to have to do a huge dump to Minch. But actually, this is good with the clock. Took a lot of time there. Oh, Spinks really quick. He's going to just burn Larberg. Back to Bray. Ooh, that was some quick finesse work there. Now trapped on the sideline once again. Now we're down just under a minute, so taking a lot of time off the clock. Kelvin looked off, low throw, but he keeps it up. Then having a hard time getting up as I think that was Kaplan on him. Minch, they're still crammed. He throws a really sharp hammer to Batson, who's able to grab it. Making sure everybody looks at it. It's good. We're all good. And a huge break, the first for the quarter from Atlanta at the very end off a highly intensive pressure defensive play, making them throw it away. Yeah, watch this grab from Batson. You know, he's like, catch it. Oh, dear God, catch it. Great job. (15-13). We got 46 seconds left, so plenty of time for Dallas to run just an ordinary offense. Probably with some time, honestly, for Atlanta to have a buzzer beater chance. Curious if they just come man and let them do something quick so that we have more time with the disc. I think a lot of teams, they don't really care when it's above 30 seconds. They really just kind of, you got to play it as a normal point because that's usually 46. That's definitely a standard point. So I don't think they're going to change much. They might switch to zone. Yeah, that's what it looks like they're coming out with. Yep, it's a zone. Kai trying to stretch Jeep. You got Devin Rogers back there with Slack on the other side. Slack's just, you know, he's going to be probably getting the score on this one. He's been everywhere today. Jackson back to Dalton. Dalton, nice little over the top to Richardson. He wanted to get rid of it right away. Gives it back to Smith. Now a double team on Smith. He's going to have to give it back to Jackson. Jackson's got a lot of space. He's going to have to swing it all the way back to the middle to Malachek. Still, he immediately throws the hammer. JP right over his head, but he can't really get an eye on it. Richardson now is going to have to be there. Slack, once again, he's probably going to make the throw. Ooh, it's going to float. Oh, but Smith. I thought that air might just pop it up a little higher. They score with 2 seconds left. Basically a buzzer beater. Depending on how this goes, though, we might get one throw. Oh, Smith definitely in the back. You know, that's not the position you want to be in when the disc's rising. You're taking steps backwards, but able to get up there and make a good reach for the disc. Very important point for Dallas. 15-14 with 2 seconds left. The worst they can go now is down 1. If Atlanta gets the buzzer beater, though, that's the kind of energy that can deflate you going into the second half. let's see what happens. Really, just the only tall guy we got out there is Calvin Williams and I think Devin Rogers. Let me make sure I'm saying Devin Rogers' names right. Yes, Devin Rogers. So Calvin immediately books it. He's getting down there as quick as he can. That's a great pull, so this is going to have to be insane. They got it off. Is it going to make it? Oh, man, it's floating around the 20. There might have to be a greatest attempt here. Yeah, Josh Bush actually had a hand on it. He caught it, tried to do a greatest. Unable to do so. So Dallas, a really hard-fought quarter for them. We have a Dallas player down, probably just a cramp from trying. Is that Jay Frood? Or Joel? No, that's Jay Frood, I believe, down. And that's not somebody, after losing Emmons, you don't. That's definitely not someone you want to lose. He looks like he's getting back up. It's just cramping. This is day 2, and we're in the. It's been hot, especially these last couple days. Keep an eye on him here while we go into halftime. And we had earlier pregame. I want to say it was Joel Cletton. I'm not sure who, but they actually kind of ran up on a hill a little bit and got their hamster. They looked like they had pulled something too. So Dallas definitely thin lineup right now and getting thinner as people are pulling some hamstrings or cramping. I believe Atlanta will receive the pull to start the second half, but before then we've got a bunch of little mini games I believe going on at halftime. We've got kids running around on the field. Where are their parents? I believe this is the last game of the weekend in the AUDL, as far as I know. There is, a lot of games started at 1, so you have Ottawa and Philly playing right now, and Los Angeles and San Francisco playing in the West Coast at 1:30. So that game will probably be later today. But yeah, this one has a lot going for it right now. If Atlanta can come away with a win today, that's going to really improve our chances in the playoffs. And I don't doubt that if we play really well against Raleigh, we could have ourselves even a home, well, at least one home playoff game. That's a stretch, but we'll see. But we'll be back here to start the second half in a few minutes. All right, we are back, about to start the second half here in a very close one in Atlanta. Atlanta up 15 against Dallas 14. We do have a little mini game before the game starts. As you can see, 2 youngins right there. They'll remind me of the names here in a second. Down there with Sarah. They're going to do the spin to win challenge. If you haven't seen it before, they're going to spin on those little bats. I think they have to go around 10 times. Then they have to run to the discs that are placed on the middle of the goal line and must, I believe, throw a hammer. In this case, I think they're just going to let them throw it through the uprights for the field goal, and they will win. The first one to do it is the winner.
Today we have Marin and Luke. Give it up for Marin and Luke, everybody.
Marin and Luke.
They're at the 10-yard
This stuff's
line down
hilarious.
the south end
I'm
of the
excited.
field. They're going to have to spin 10 times around these yellow poles, then run out to midfield, grab a disc, and throw it through the uprights. Ready? You guys ready?
We are so ready.
We're going to count them down from 5. So let's start it in 5.
It's interesting to see the strategies here
3,
with the spins.
2, 1,
know.
go!
Cheating, starting too soon, smart. No refs in this game. Oh, and look, taking the head off of it. I like this is close.
The most adults that we see.
Yeah, I'm about to say, this is the most impressive.
There we
Luke,
go.
right
Luke
off Miriam.
Marin's right behind.
This is a close one. Now let's see who throws up first.
Now
Nice
it's
little,
the race who's gonna get through the uprights first.
oh my goodness. They're going to let him keep throwing. Let's see who gets it through first. Just heaving it. That's the best flick I've seen all day, though. That was amazing. And, just like a bro.
And
Like,
Luke is,
it's
Luke
kind
is
of a
our
tie there, but
winner.
Luke comes ahead.
Nice work, Marin.
That was hilarious. Miriam still just not giving up. There's discs flying everywhere.
Let's give our contestants a round of applause. Luke, wins a free order of Cajun egg rolls from the
Ooh,
Big Food
delicious. Free order of Cajun. See, now, that's a prize.
Truck. Luke, you got some
Food
fans.
is the best prize. That's like the most money you spend in your life is food. And I know this kid. He's trying to save for college. He's worrying about his future. Those egg rolls are going to go a long way. Once we clear all these amateurs, we'll get back to this game. Not sure what's going on here, but we should be resuming very soon. It's hot, you know. We're really letting these players, you know, really fuel up. We'll be back pretty soon here once we figure out what's going on. Welcome back. For real this time. We're playing Ultimate. Third quarter about to start. Dallas pulling to Atlanta. Atlanta hoping they can keep that 2-point lead. If they can get this hold, that will be the case. 15-14. I'm excited. This is actually a higher scoring game for Atlanta than usual. We've been keeping around about 20, low 20s. I don't think we've scored anything higher than 23 or 24 all season. But so far we're looking to maybe make 30. Who knows?
Lasso is designed with love from BW Health, and they are proud to be the official.
Definitely back and forth game. I'm just kind of waiting to see who makes the next big run. The biggest run today was a 7-2 run for Atlanta in the first quarter that gave them a nice cushion. Dallas then fought back in the second to get a couple breaks, but Atlanta still kind of keeping that lead. Let's see how this first quarter starts out. Stapleton looks off Matt Smith deep in the end zone. I thought the look was good. I'm not sure why. Maybe not feeling comfortable just yet. Owen barely stays in. I think that's Dylan Larberg on him, or Chris Larberg. Smith able to dish back in the middle. Olsen now on the 40, kind of in the midfield, right on the right hash. Nice, back into Matt Smith, right up the middle. And he's going to see Owen on the side. Nothing can be done. Beautiful start for Atlanta. Chris Larberg getting run all over the place on that point. Fresh start there for Atlanta. Excited to see them hold. I think Dallas really wanted to start this quarter in their favor and get a break. And still a long way to go yet. 16-14. Got a pull from Laviolette. Once again, got your standard defensive, Dallas offensive line. Dalton going to dish it over to Jackson. He's probably going to keep the swing to Kai. Probably going to give it right back to Jackson. He wants to do it, but he wants to do it. Richardson kind of trailing. Kelvin now. Batson crushing back, but now Kai. Those wings are definitely doing some piston moves. There it goes. Kelvin's running it down. Oh, great grab by Richardson, and that's kind of what we want. Dylan Larberg able to then get the feed. That's what we want. That was the first time today where that was the throw. Kelvin was there to try to make a play. Unfortunately, Richardson was able to get up over him and make the play. That's a successful defensive play there. Well, as successful as unsuccessful as you can get, if that makes any sense. Those have been far too easy throughout the first half, those hammers to break that zone. That one definitely a little bit more of a challenge, but we knew once Kelvin doesn't get it, that's the end of that point. Chris LaRock looking like to make the pull. We got Joel Clutton. Dalton Smith. Yeah, we got some. I think that's Noah Chambers. Oh, I'm sorry, Matthew Armour. Ooh, looking like he has nothing but JP right in front. Oh, a contact on the throw. I thought that was going to be a stall. I got very nervous. Going to take it about the 45, 46. It's still Jack with the disc. Now gives it to Smith. Jack right there again, but looked off. Gives it to Sun Choi, who feeds behind him. Jack's still going, but looked off once more. Matt Smith, great on the resets. Like, he just is making his defenders look crazy. JP now giving it back to Jack Pervier. Gives it to Matt Smith on the swing. Has a couple options, a little bit too flooded. Has to make a big swing to Sun Choi. Looks off. Now it's to do it again. Nice little cheeky scuba over the top. There is a call. And I think, yeah, they're going to say it was, I guess, Larberg might have had some too aggressive contact against Jack. Let's see the first cut. JP just immediately takes through. Great bid. I think that's from Kaplan, who's playing really hard today. JP able to catch through some of the little bit of contact there, and great score for Atlanta. Another hold. Sunjoy, you got to put that throw out there perfectly. Nice. Look at him. He's coming in to make a play. Coming through the hands, though. That was a great layout bid from Kaplan Marver. JP able to stay composed, get the catch. 17-15, 10 minutes left in the third. Would you call this an upset if Atlanta beats Dallas? I say so. I don't think anybody expects Atlanta to come through this game. I mean, I knew it would be close, but I personally thought Dallas we'd be on the other end of it right now. Dallas would be up 17-15, and we would just be slowly trying to keep up, but, you know, feeling like we were always chasing. It's refreshing to see us on top. That disc just continues to go. Unbelievable. Wow, that had to have been, what, 120 yards, something like that? That was incredible. 115 maybe? That was an awesome throw. Unfortunately, we don't get points for that. Malachek now going to take it right there about the 30, right at brick mark. Let's see what happens here. Immediately hammers it all the way to Kai. Let's see if we can just make him throw it away. No, immediately throws it to Slack, who has just been a great continuation cutter. He's going to dish it back to Dalton, who's back now at his own 30. Making sure he has to throw it up the middle of the field. Now has to force a reset. Sperling right there with Slack. Let's see what Slack does. Not a lot of help. The stack is deep in the end zone. The handlers are far away. They're forced to throw to each other. Malachek now pressed on his own end zone. No mark at all, and so easily Richardson able to get it now at the 2, wide open. And it looked like the defense got a little confused there at the end. I'm trying to see who scored that disc. I believe it was Kevin Richardson with the score. Trying to see. Oh no, I believe that was Kevin Richardson with the assist. He's just standing there waiting for it. That was Dylan Larberg with the score. Starting off like it did the second quarter, so far back and forth. Seeing if Atlanta really, their main objective is to hold every point. They win if they hold every point. Laviolette, nice cut, looked off by Bray. They stuffs it in the middle to Knowles. Risky throw, probably going to have to dish it back to Spinks, but no, he ends up swinging back to Laviolette. Knowles clears, giving Minch a nice outlet. Kind of bounces around. Batson's going to pick it up. Very lucky. And now Griffin Miller, there was some cleat contact and some legs kind of bumping, and that's just got to be worrisome for Dallas, because, you know, when you're bumping legs like that, you're readjusting your run and you're out. Your muscles then contract differently for a second, and that's when those cramps come up. Yeah, I think this is just the heat. It got hot again. I think during the halftime it was nice and cool the whole time. And then as soon as we started back up, sun came out. Heads up play by Batson, though, to keep the disc alive. You know, Henry Ferruta now on the mark. You know, Batson, I think he's going to be looking to quickly get rid of this. Players are able to move around now. I think they're actually going back to their original positions. All right, yep, disc, everybody's live now. Players are moving around. We're waiting for disc to come into play. All right, we are clear to play. Batson trying to get rid of it right away. We immediately have a pick call. That's going to come back. Laviolette just catching it to make sure. I'm not sure if that's the rule in the ADL. I'm blanking for a second. Kelvin immediately makes the cut a little too soon. Batson's still stuck with the disc. You can tell he just wanted to get rid of it. Now Atlanta back on their own 30. Making it back up now. Bray swings. Nice. Far up to Minch, who's sliding all over the place now at the opponent's 45. He's got Trenton, but he's going to have to look it off. Bray, nice long swing. Now the center of the field at the 50. Kelvin looked off. Bray, they're going to have to make a play soon. Laviolette on the break side, wide open. Now at the 25, Bray just continuing to run up. It might go right back to Laviolette. No, he ends up looking to all the way to the other side. It's Minch, who's just all over the place today. Incredible run. Warburg, I think he wants a call for a pick. Just letting the official know. You know, I think that's smart. I think if you believe it happened, don't make a big fuss about it. Don't yell at the ref, but let the ref know, hey, I think you missed a call. Hey, just hey, man, look out for this. You know, that goes a long way. Minch, though, making sure he grabs it. Taylor Minch. Incredible game today so far now. Keeping us up by 2, 18-16. I believe Matt Jackson, Kai Marshall, I think Thomas Slack, some of these guys have been playing almost, I mean, most of that team's been playing every point. Even on offense and defense, it's incredible. Oh, it just kind of followed the line. Hoping for some wind to blow it back in, but we will take another brick to start on defense. So we got Austin Taylor, Will Lindquist, Jacques Bervier, Devin Rogers, and J.P. Burns, Tyler French. Your standard kind of offense from Dallas, same handlers we've had all day. Slack filling up the pop. Slack goes off deep. Well, Kevin looks him off, rightfully so. Will Lindquist is right on him. Nope, and they're going to, ooh. Yeah, that, I think Draco's looking for, he thought it was clean, but that was a very awkward drop if that were the case. Jackson now sitting in the back. Jackson just a great continued thrower, gets that first throw. Now let's see what happens here. Kai, Devin a little bit behind him. Needs to just set the mark. Kai really reaches out. It pops up. Oh, really fortunate for Malachek and then Slack. He is so aware, able to fill the spot when he needs to. Great job from Dallas. I've been saying it for a while, and I think Kai Marshall is our key on defense. I mean, he's a great guy downfield. If it's a one-on-one matchup, he's going to catch it. But so far, he's been the best chance for us to either throw it away or get a high stall count. I think if we can recognize that and put more pressure on him, maybe double team him even, he might have the high scoobers that don't really go anywhere, hopefully. But able to get that one, and Brandon Malachek able to stay aware, make the grab, score the points. 18-17, 7:40 left in the third. This pull high, coming back in a little bladey. It's going to drop pretty much at the brick. Kyle Stapleton picking it up, immediately flings it hard. A great diving grab from Sperling to keep the disc alive, and another cramp, and this might be a timeout. Kaplan Maurer, man, Dallas just dropping like flies right now. This is game 2 for them this weekend, and I think it's starting to really show with this hot weather. And you have to understand that most of the season has been in the early parts of like spring or late spring, early summer. Now we're getting into full-fledged summer. So these next couple weeks, I mean, you might see a lot of injuries pop up, especially in the South, especially with Raleigh and Dallas trying to play so hard for home field advantage through playoffs. Atlanta, so far, we haven't had any problems today. But like I said, we're only playing, this is our first game this weekend. I can only imagine him playing 2 games. This would be super difficult. Stapleton fighting through contact. A perfect flick to Own. Danny Own. Quick, ferocious. Able to hop up, get the disc. We are doing an incredible job today in Atlanta and holding on offense. Normally, I feel like we have tougher offensive runs, but we are playing incredibly well today. The way we started made me very nervous. But we've continued to improve and maintain this Stingy offense. They are not really giving many break chances for Dallas today. So far, though, the main guys, I think Jay Frood was able to come back. I think he's okay. Emmons is still out. But a lot of your top players on Dallas are still okay. But, I mean, once you cramp once, that cramp is itching to come back. And so, curious, like as we say, we get to the fourth, if they can stay healthy. It's going to be very important for them to, once again, another pull that's just not staying in bounds for Atlanta right now. They're really just making them have to walk in that hot sun. Maybe that's what they're doing. Let that sweat start dripping, so by the time they pick up the discs, they got those sweaty hands. That's why we're doing it. I knew there was a reason. Taking it at the brick, Malachek with Jackson and Dalton. You got Richardson and I think you have Kai in the popper situation. There we go. It's right above Batson, but he wasn't able to really get a good read on it. That's the danger of that throw. The defender's going to be coming right into a player that he can't see the disc, and so just a dangerous play. Ooh, I don't know how that wasn't a travel, but a great pickup by Kai Marshall. I'm pretty sure he threw it while he was up in the air. Matt Jackson now sitting at the 20. This is it back to Malachek, who's going to make the swing to Dalton. Dalton's going to try to punch it through. He wants to throw it over the top. Trenton putting the double team on, unable to really get anything out of it. Knowles and Trenton, they're kind of throwing the zone to him. And here it is. This could be a big play. Richardson throws it off, and there's Smith to fill the space he's not in. Oh, cheeky over the top to Kai Marshall. They just let it go. Dallas definitely eating up that specific defensive line, especially when they run the zone. A little bit better than last time, but they seem to have full control over those certain front three. Dalton's done a really good job of when they have that first break through the wall, that all the players on Atlanta will flood to stop that first throw, and then Dalton is right there to fill it behind, and he's always been open, and that's really been a problem for Atlanta on that zone defense. .6:37 left in the third quarter, and this has really just been a back and forth quarter for sure. And now they're going to roll it out at their own 40s, I'd say 47, 46, 45. All righty. This is what trust me, Atlanta Hustle is good at resets out of this, but that doesn't mean Dallas has got a specific thing that they're planning. Yep, and they're running really hard, but a great catch from Olsen. Dylan Larberg wanted to eat it up. Let me write some static. Sorry about that. Olsen just goes deep to Will Lindquist, who's just left wide open in the backfield. Clutton sleeping on the job. Will Lindquist takes off. You can tell Clutton he was completely caught off guard by it. That was a very easy point for Atlanta. Actually, very refreshing to not have to run in this hot sun. I think their defense kind of backfired there on Dallas. That first throw, though, that was scary. Dylan Larberg definitely played the intimidate approach, and Olsen able to snag it high out of the air and then get the offense moving right after that. Atlanta still maintaining this 2-point lead. I really think if Atlanta can get the next break and get up by 3, this could really be encouraging going into the fourth quarter. I know Dallas in the fourth quarter, though. I think that's when they play the toughest. So really, really need to continue this momentum as we move on to the rest of this quarter, about halfway through now. Finally, a pull that stays in bounds. Dalton's sitting in the 20 now and has to dish it back. This is the first time they're going to really have to go that extra 30 yards. Slack now close sideline. Dishes has to look for a reset back to Smith. Smith really high. This might go right to Bush. Oh, and not able to make a play. It would have been dangerous. Frood now just chilling, waiting for something to happen. Oh, Smith is going to have to stay with Frood. Smith springy, though. He was kind of baiting, hoping he could just throw it over him. Smith tried to make a play. Smith, I think, is just trying to play a zone at the moment. Now he's approaching Frood, now getting a true stall count on him. Stapleton on Smith, or I'm sorry, Jackson. Jackson doesn't really have any looks. And Smith comes up. Unbelievable. He doesn't actually make contact with the disc, but Frood just a little nervous and looking right into the sun. Here we go. Stapleton going to probably dish it to Smith, and they're going to call timeout. Man, Smith was ready. I think they were ready to go. I think you have your offensive line out there. for the most part.
Timeout, Atlanta.
But it's, getting actually second half to third quarter, you have 2 timeouts. You want to just take a break, really talk about, okay, we made the defensive play. Let's get a solid offense out there that's ready to score and are confident to score. This is where I sometimes feel like the timeout is almost like a gamble, because you might have that momentum on the turn, and actually it looked like the cut from Smith, they were ready to go, but now you kind of actually refresh both teams, and when you call a timeout and don't get the actual play, that's like a double whammy of hurt. And we got some shade coming over. Thank you. Thank you, son. Go away while we have the disc. Okay, it looks like Stapleton's going to continue with the disc. We got Bray as his reset, Trenton in the front of the stack with Batson in the back, Kelvin kind of filling with Clutton as his defender, Minch filling in, and Knowles filling in the middle of the stack as well. Trenton immediately goes deep, but they have to give it to Bray, who gives it to Stapleton. I think they're just trying to get the fluid of the offense. It rises. Spink's tall enough. He can get it. Continues to Bray. Bray's just got nobody near him. That was Olsen trying to keep up. Now let's see if Olsen can do a good mark. Stapleton, Bray gone again. Olsen cannot keep up with him. They switch. Larberg, a huge blade. Very risky, but Batson's got the positioning. Ooh. Falls on his knees and pops up. Let's see how he feels. He looks okay, but yeah, he goes right to the tent. That was not a very comfortable fall. Also, Larberg, because they did bump into each other at the end of the point. Nothing too crazy. You'll see right here. Batson has to catch that trailing. It's tough, but right here it gets kind of bumped. Not really. He has to fall. I thought there was a little more contact, but no, I'm wrong. Just a fall. I knew Batson fell awkwardly, but Larberg, he was holding his toe there, probably cramping on his toes and his feet. Ooh, I think a very risky throw there, but we were able to pull it off and get the first break of the quarter, now up 21-18. This is honestly, I think, the largest lead Atlanta's ever had against Dallas. Maybe 4 might have been, and we've been up by 4 before, possibly. But this has been an incredible hold from this offense since quarter 1. We had a couple breaks back-to-back, and then really we've held for the most part. Joy now with the pull. Let's hope it stays in bounds, nice and low. Dalton's going to pick it up. You can see some smoke just come out, not smoke, powder come off his hands. It's getting hot out there. Oh, quick one. It's low and fast. Frood's trying to run it down. No one else is going to get there but Frood. Jack could not keep up. French could not keep up. Wow, that was the first real sign of speed from Dallas today. And that's actually the first time I've seen Dallas score so quickly against Atlanta. It's weird to see this offense come right back out. Let's see if that actually changes anything. 21-19, 4:47 left here in the third quarter. That was incredible speed by Frood. Even towards the end, it seemed like he sped up even more. Like he was just reading the disc and calculating when he needed to speed up, make the play. This would be the first time that Hustle ever has beaten Dallas and joined that small little list of people who have, really. This one is going to come. Oh, it's going to come back. Nice pull. Dallas has just done an incredible job today of keeping these pulls in. Stapleton's going to get it back to Smith in the middle. Very low. Smith keeps it up. He's got Draco. He's telling everybody to calm down. Immediately gives it back to Draco. That was a scary catch. Stapleton. Yeah, Stapleton, they're starting to come out a little lower, I've noticed. No reset, but he has Smith now coming back. They're getting trapped on the far sideline near their own 30. Nice throw down to Owen, now trapped at the 50. Looked off Smith, but goes right back to him. Smith continues to swing, and they're going to get massive amounts of yardage here. It is complete break city there. And now, Draco had a look to Olsen if he would have put it in, but felt a little hesitant there. But they are doing a great job. Olsen just getting beat under, back and forth. They are just making him run. There it is again. Back to Draco. They are just crushing number 99. And once again, a great put by Draco. Austin Taylor to Daniel Spurley. I mean, I think I'm starting to see the Dallas defensive line struggle. These unders are so easy for us right now. The Heat's got to be getting to them. I mean, what's the number 99 Olsen just having the tough, Connor Olsen having a tough time. He's big guys, much taller than all of them, but they are just getting that extra step on him every time. And allowing us to get resets for 5-yard progress. Maintaining this 3-point lead, 22-19. I mean, this is about what we normally score in a game, 22 points. We are playing incredible today. Very excited to see if we can carry this in the fourth quarter. Wow, Smith. Oh, nice. I like it. I like it. Kelvin you ain't gonna move Kelvin. That's the wrong guy. Dalton now getting it back at the 45. Kelvin, look at that. Just mark. It's just it's hard to throw around him. Malachek wants that big throw. He wants to give it to Frood. Frood very good with the disc too, around outside 20 yards. A nice hammer. Here we go. Let's see what happens. This actually is where you want to get a nice mark. Oh, Matt Jackson's wide open on the side. He's going to have Malachek cutting in. Back to Frood. This is where Frood's Yep, perfect. I just kind of knew Frood was going to score. When he's inside that 20, he can do anything with the disc, and I think it's to the other main man from Dallas, Thomas Slack, who has played incredibly well. Solid play there from Dallas. And they knew that if they can break that, if they can get that hammer throw successful, that's usually the end. I think one time so far today, they got the hammer throw, but then it was incredible defense. They were able to mark and cause a stall on Kai Marshall. Hence starting my whole Kai Marshall conspiracy theory. 22-20. We got 3:23 left in the third. It's very important. Again, I think every hold coming in at the end of these quarters, this one especially, because at the end of the fourth, that's the game. But we really need to hold these next 2 points more than ever. Pervier now sitting in the middle of the disc at the 20, dishes it back. Still around the 20. Nice. Ooh. I think there was a call. Ooh, and then someone got, I'm not sure what happened there or what the call was. Will Lindquist is giving it back to Sun Choi. No. So Lindquist is coming back to about the 15. And no, okay. Now it's back to Choi. I think we are now ready to start action again. Disc's back live. Choi just immediately goes deep. It's going to have some air under it. No, this is a battle for JP. And, Larberg just getting around him. Let's see how this works. Ooh, and they're going to call him. Yeah. I mean, there was so much hugging and grabbing. Oh, but there's an integrity call. Okay, you know what? And that's fair. That's a fair call. I felt like, if anything, they were definitely bumping. There was lots of grabbing. I think the official made the right call. But maybe JP really believed it did not get in the way of him making a play. So love to see the integrity call there, although there was no pick called there. But good to see that that's still alive here. And an amazing diving play. No way. They're calling a foul on the throw. Minch had an incredible layout D right when we needed it. But there is a foul on the throw. Sun Choi doesn't think he had it. But Dalton, he does not want to give up that kind of turnover. Sun Choi really believes it was clean. I mean, the disc came out beautifully. So to say there was a foul, it had to have been. But the official made the call. That's what we're living with. Dallas now trying to get their break back. But Atlanta defense, now time to shine. 1:51 left and also Dallas will have the disc to start the fourth quarter. So this break is very important. Because if they can end two with the buzzer beater, it could bring them right back in this game.
I'm standing here over by the concession stand with two of the Atlanta Soul players. We've got Keaton and Aileen. They had their very first home game here last night. Aileen, how was your first home game?
It was really great to see all the Atlanta fans out there. We've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, building up the team, building up the momentum, and it was just really great to see everyone come out and support the team.
That's awesome. And what made yesterday special?
It was really great that Austin was able to fly all the way to Atlanta just to play us, and they brought us the most challenging game of our season so far. It was really great to just have a gritty game that all the fans were really engaged with and had a fun time experiencing.
We have Matt Smith, Sperling, Bush, Olsen, Owen. Austin
That
Taylor,
is awesome. So
Kyle
now you guys
Stapleton.
are 3-1.
Some
Your next
speed,
home game is
definitely.
Sunday,
Bush
June
playing the deep
24th
game
at
with
Xavier
Fruit
High
and
School versus the
Kai
once
Marshall
again
for Dallas on the
All-Stars.
wings.
What is something that you're
And
looking
Slack and
forward to
Richardson
this
kind of
game?
popping.
I think it's another opportunity for us to get the fans out to support Atlanta.
Here we go, double team on Kai. He's going to push it back. You really got to make sure that that's the one who, ooh, a hard blade to Jackson to swing it back over.
Kate, what do you think of John Bosey's current mustache?
I love it.
Back to the middle. Dalton Smith
There you go.
swings it over. Yeah, they've really kept Brandon Malachek from really actually making any big plays today. He's been just a resetter. I haven't seen him make any deep shots that often today. Swinging it back to Malachek. He's had a couple hammers. Here we go. That's what I've been waiting for. Bush eyeing it up. Great defensive work. And that's beautiful. Now we have a timeout burned on Dallas. Atlanta has a chance to hold and get back up by 3. Taylor looking to pick it up. I was about to say, if we could get a defensive play, we have an offensive line ready to go. Owned so quick right now. So quick. Yeah, they're kind of cutting each other off. Smith barely kept it up. Now Olsen continuing the continuation, gets it all the way to Bush to the other side. Bush kind of rises. Richardson knocks it almost into Taylor's hands. Taylor knew that the D might come. Unfortunately, a high rise. Smith lay out but unable to get it. Ooh, a bad throw now, and Smith down on the field. Ooh. Richardson it was basically Bush versus Richardson again. And it looks like just a foot cramp from Smith. I think he'll be back soon, probably to start the second quarter. We have 34 seconds left. So Dallas, this actually is playing into their game now, because if they can make this a buzzer beater and they're down by 1 to get the disc to tie this back up, this 3-point lead just turned into a tie game, just like that. And like I said, Dallas in the fourth quarter, that's not a team I want to be playing down with. I think he put everything into that layout, and he's just cramping from it. I thought he was going to get it. This has been one of the longest points of the game today, and the sun's been out the whole time. We've had a timeout in between. Some new people have come on and off, but I know for Dallas, most of them have been the same people. Some other players are getting water on the field, thanks to Miranda Knowles, our coach. They're carrying Matt off. I don't think it's necessarily that he can't walk on his own, but anything to keep him so they can just stretch it out, get him back into the game. So here we go. Looks like we're playing a man defense. That's kind of a zone. Just kind of a wall right now. No real mark on Fruit, actually. They're forcing them to just have to throw to one of their handlers. Matt Jackson making lots of fakes. Joel Clutton now out there. I haven't seen him on the O-line do any popping. This could be an interesting development. Hard blade. Stapleton caught off guard. I believe that's Slack once again. Now just going to look for that reset. He's got Dalton Smith coming right up the middle. Kyle Stapleton has to make the strike play. Ooh, players fall on each other, and he's able to toe it in. And that's not good. You have players, Christian Olsen, who was obviously trying to just get to his cutter, but then ended up running to one of his own players. I think they're trying to say that should have been a pick call, and players discussing with themselves. That's when I talked to the ref. I'm like, hey, you got to see that. You missed it. Miranda's trying to get them to have attention. There's 4 seconds left, 22-21. Ooh, that was a big, big break for Dallas. That could be a very pivotal moment coming into this next quarter and how this game ends. But if Atlanta can get a buzzer beater, that can kind of reset that. You definitely want to have a little bit extra cushion coming into this fourth quarter. I do not want Dallas having a chance to tie it up to start our last quarter here today. I believe Bush, Kelvin, Sperling. I think Devin Rogers on the other side. Parker Bray. Laviolette. Laviolette will probably make the pull. No, we're going to have Bray and Sperling. They can probably get one more throw. And, oh, it rolls. He's got Laviolette really far. I'm surprised he didn't try to hit Laviolette. Nope, that's not going to happen. No play. Oh, that's still. Oh, they're going to say no throw. They had already called it, but actually, I think that was a bad call by the official. He was still up in the air. The disc was thrown. The disc was in the air. He was up in the air when he threw it. I think that I think the official didn't understand what had happened.
Ultimate blade of glory.
And Gaynor's actually talking to him. He was like, "Buddy, I think you called it." Yeah, and look, I don't think the ref actually knew that he was in the air. He just saw him pick it. Yeah, and they're looking it off. I think French should have still caught it, even though I think the officials would have not been able to overturn it, but you still make the call. You still make the play just in case. Maybe another official saw something different. I think he was quick to make the call there. You know, but I'm definitely biased. I'm not hiding it. But I thought it looked legit. I did not expect him to do a greatest, so it caught me off guard. We have our next contestant, I believe, coming up. Well, we have an exciting fourth quarter. 22-21. Dallas will be receiving, and a chance to tie this game up. They have not been in the lead since the first quarter when they were up 3-1, or 3-2, I guess. They've been tied with us, but they have not regained the lead, and I'm afraid if they do, that could really spell trouble for Atlanta. This defensive point to start the quarter could be really incredible if we can get the break to start off, give us that cushion, because we've really been able to keep this a 1-2 point lead for a long time, and we've seemed comfortable. We haven't really, we've been playing our standard offense. Can we survive the fourth quarter? Can we still have the fresh legs? Matt Smith, you know, he was our first victim of the day. Dallas has had 3 or 4 victims, but they've kind of made it back. Jay Frood went down, but he's been back.
So Lexi's going to come out to the field with me, and we've got Thor who's going to toss
Lexi
2
or Lexus?
ultimate blades of glory to Lexi.
Lexi.
If
So
she
yes,
catches them, she gets a free pair
Blades
of
of Glory
Lexi,
is
are you ready?
the disc comes in a really sharp angle, and you got to catch it, I think, with just one hand. I'm not sure if we have different rules for this one, but it's going to be very bladey. Boo, that's a bad throw there by our Thor. He doesn't want to put it too bladey. Oh, she's going to do one more. This is the last one. That was actually a pretty good blade.
Give it up for Lexi, everybody. One more.
Oh, and she gets it. Barely hugging it to the chest.
Lexi is an ultimate pro. They play it in her PE class sometimes.
That's awesome. Sometimes when we have the older people doing it, or we'll blade it super high in the sky, and it's fun to just watch their eyes light up trying to chase it and follow it and run around, and then have to catch it usually with one hand. But, oh, I'm already getting a little clammy. This fourth quarter is going to be, these first few minutes are going to really tell the story, I think. It could lead us to a crazy overtime finish. We are getting the pull now to Dallas. Laviolette. Let's keep it in bounds. Nice long one. They'll probably get it up to about the 20 or 30 before the defense can get there. Jackson there about the 27. Gives it back to Dalton. And you got that zone again, but they've been able to just eat it up. Malachek once again gets it to Richardson. Richardson breaks it to Frood. Frood's got slack, but he looks him off. He's going to probably give it back to Smith. Trenton was right there, unable to grab it. Dalton swings it back to Jackson. Jackson continues it to Malachek. And they're just going to do it right back. They're going to look for Jay Frood again right here in the pop, but Laviolette's got it. Richardson, not a lot of popper action right there. Slowing this offense down, but that doesn't really seem to matter. They're just waiting for the right opportunity. And it just doesn't seem like this defense can really make any play. Bray had an opportunity, but it got just out of reach. Knowles almost with a hand block. Back to Jackson, just outside about 26-yard line. Just outside the red zone now. They're continuing the swings. No, Malachek looks him off. Minch almost gets him. Dalton, he's definitely been the every other, and it's been difficult to stop him. He knows when his timings for cuts are just incredible. I believe that's one of the Larbergs, possibly. Maybe Thomas Slack. We're going to give it right back to Smith. This has been a really good just stalling defense, but let Kai Marshall wide open there, but let's somebody put a mark on him. Ooh, we need to mark him quicker. Jackson back to, I cannot see that. It's Frood. Frood's going to probably try to dish it back to Malchuk. Ooh, very low, but gets it to Kai. Kai dishes her immediately. I'm sorry, Dalton to Kai. Ooh, looks him off. I thought that was going to be good. Batson there, though, on defense. Very low, but Jackson picks it up, swings it. Kelvin unable to get there. Richardson with the score. And we are all tied up. A long point, though. I think Atlanta defense did what they wanted to accomplish. Milking the clock now, 22-22, 10:18 left in the fourth. This game has really been back and forth, but Atlanta has really maintained that 2-point lead. We at one point had 3, but the way those quarters changed, that 3-point lead can really dry up really fast. And we had an unfortunate break to end that quarter, and now it put Dallas right back in this game. Atlanta, though, hasn't really allowed Dallas to have a large run. I think the largest run for Dallas has been 2-0. I guess you could say because of the quarter change, that's a 2-0 run there. Or actually 3-0 run based on the score itself. Well, and here we go. We're seeing if Dallas can force us to make a mistake off the sideline. We're in the opponent's 47. Jack now getting double teamed by, I think, Noah Chambers. And Larberg coming in to make the play. And no, they're going to call it clean. And that's what they wanted. I think Olsen thought that he got fouled. Larberg ate it up. And here we go for the lead. Oh, a beautiful hammer. And there we go. Dallas comes out, breaks the first time here since the first quarter. Dallas with the lead, 23-22. I'm shocked to see Olsen just stand there, and he must have just not thought Larberg would actually make an attempt on the play, but Dylan now might be the hero so far for Dallas. That's just the urgency there just was not in Christian Olsen. I'm not sure what he thought was going to happen. This is the first time we've been down, and like I said, do not want to be down against this team. Yeah, just very, very weird. Actually, that to me just seems like we gave that one away. Yeah, they're going to keep doing it. I mean, especially I'd do it too, because it just doesn't seem like we really want to get that disc when we first throw it. This is a big point. We have Stapleton, Draco, and now Olsen once again with Chris Larberg there on defense. That's what we should have been doing. That's what we normally do. I don't know what we've been doing lately, but we can just break that apart. Bush now just needs to get it back off the line. He's got Sperling, able to do it. Sperling unmarked. Has a lot of space, able to swing it to Stapleton. He's got Olsen on the other side. He just has to get it out there. Olsen able to get it up, get that right hand out there, tie this game back up to 23s with 9:41 left in the fourth. For Atlanta's D-line, we've got Will Lindquist, Parker Bray, Sam Batson, Kelvin Williams, Alan Laviolette, Matthew Knowles, and Taylor Minch. Then you got your standard Dallas offensive line, the same thing we've seen all day. We'll probably have Malachek, Smith, and Jackson handling with Richardson, Slack popping, and Kai and Frood on the wings. But still coming out with that zone. They are not giving that up. They really think it's going to give them the edge they need. Actually, some pretty intense work there. It's floating part. It's right over Parker's. Oh, and that's the first time we've made a real bid on that, or maybe the second time. Parker is the right guy to have in that spot. Oh, it swings, but Batson gets the D right on the goal line. Kai did not see it coming. Once again, it was kind of like with us and Olsen. There was just no urgency from Kai. I really think he thought it was all his. Man, this field must be quiet. This turf must be quiet because I feel like they are not hearing the footsteps on either side now. Another beautiful flyover. We're stuck in our own end zone. I would not be shocked to see if we end up using a timeout here if things get a little hairy. And yep, I heard it. Miranda calls timeout with Minch on just outside his goal line.
Timeout Atlanta. At this time, we would like to thank our partners this Elegant design and flexible service options deliver on their commitment to make stores and moving simple. Your local team at City Shell of Greater Atlanta wants to hear from you, so go hustle.
Back. Stapleton, fakes deep. And now the disc's actually in. Okay, that's probably why. I thought it was a good look. They're going to call. Oh, and we're finally getting a call. I feel like that was a little bit too late, and Larberg is giving him the business, but I think appropriate. It did seem odd that you were able to get through his back and make a clean play, but let's see where it's back in Atlanta's hands. Dallas playing with some ferocious defense now, pushing us back to our goal line. JP looks off Austin Taylor. Stapleton, once again, fakes the deep play. He's got Sun Choi there with Larberg. Dylan is running his heart out right now. And then a really cheeky move by Choi to give it to JP. The close one from Stapleton again. Man, these are really close. Choi now getting it. We have a little break here. JP's got Rogers. He might give it right back to JP. No continuation. It's a little late, but there it is. Tyler French. And here we go. Dallas was able to get the tie to start the fourth, and then immediately gets a break to go up, and then we flip it right back. Atlanta up again, 24-23 with 7:44 left in the fourth. Oh boy, this has been a crazy quarter to start with. Going back and forth now, Atlanta just needs to hold to get their first ever win against Dallas.
Their cleats are specifically designed for the great sport of Ultimate. Take their cleats out for a test drive today.
Let's see who we got pulling right now is Laviolette. You got your standard Dallas again. This is the line that's got them to where they are today. If you're just tuning in, Emmons has been injured early, and a couple other Dallas players got some cramps. I pulled him out of this game. Matt Smith also been pulled out. He had a cramp just at the end of the third quarter. But this has been your offensive line from Dallas. Dalton and Matt Jackson with Malachek finishing up. And you got Jay Fruit and Kai Marshall filling the wings with Richardson and Slack popping. They've really been able to beat that, and that might go too high. And finally, after all day, it's not a night game, all day, that zone has been eaten alive on those kinds of plays. Finally, it goes too far, and at the perfect time. We just go immediately deep again. It's Slack versus Olsen, a great matchup. Slack has played incredibly well, and that is the type of defense you need if you want to stay in this game. We have another disc on the field. The ref's shouldn't really get involved too much here. Malachek's going to pick it up. That could have been a huge point for Atlanta. We got 6:50 left. Let's see if this zone can continue to mount pressure and melt clock. Draco now pushing them back into their own end zone. Can we get a Cali? I don't think so. There comes the hammer again. Left way wide open is Richardson over on the 50. Is he going to try to throw it to Slack? Bush wanted it, but it's looked off. He's able to give it back to Smith, who gives it back to him again. They chain it, and there's Malachek, who might just continue the throw, looks it off. He's going to try to find some free space in the center of the field. Nice. Had to have been like a 4 or 5 stall. Looking to get the big swing to Frood. Jackson back there. Able to pop it through back to Malachek. They're out the 25-yard line. He's going to look to the swing, looks it off, puts it right. Oh, that's butter. That's beautiful. Oh, my goodness. That thing barely left the ground. Stayed up to Kai Marshall. Look at this throw. I'm jealous. Yeah, I would say he really hasn't had any highlight throws today, but that one, oh, man, he had to put it just through. Look at all the people barely missing. Incredible incredible look from Malachek to now tie this up. 6:04 left in the fourth, 24-24. Pressure definitely mounting. But Atlanta, if you've been following them at all or watching any of these games, this has been every game for us. We've played with always within 1 or 2 points. So this offense is used to this pressure. They're always playing with this kind of pressure. And as you can see, this has been semi-successful for Dallas. It was what gave them the big break to give them the lead in the fourth. They're hoping it'll do again, but we've got a different lineup on offense, seeing if they can handle it a little bit differently. Bray starting it off. Oh, nice. So calm and collected. He'll probably dish it over to Minch. Now Minch starting us off at the 30, gets it to Burns. Burns looking for the swing. No, he just immediately goes deep. Kelvin's got all day. He's going to try to run it all the way down, and he's got Parker Bray all the way on the other side, making Noah Chambers run all over the place. Beautiful. Yeah, keep doing it, Dallas. I think we got it. I think we got it. We have the right lineup for those. 25-24. But, yeah, if you think about it, it's probably a good move for Dallas to, if they score right away. Dallas still has a lot of time to make sure they get the hold and keep this within 1 and keep this game tied. Atlanta, I think they just want to make sure the last one's with the disc. If they're holding it, they have destiny in their hands. (25-24) 5:48. Here we are. This could be Atlanta history tonight if we can get the victory. Also a big upset in the league, I believe. That would kind of just rock the Southern standings a little bit, especially giving us some distance from Austin. This one probably will not stay in. We've had a couple of pulls today that have not stayed in bounds, but I think it's just giving our defense some time to walk right up there and set it up. Devin Rogers is going to be our deep with Will Lindquist under him. And on our wall, we've got JP Sun Choi and Jacques Perrivier. Standard Dallas offense again. Same lineup. They just have the same poppers. Let's see, though, if they can make a mistake and get some separation here late. So far, some good, intense work. Ooh, Richardson. Ooh, goes right back to Smith. Smith goes deep immediately. Slack wide open. Oh, wow. Perfect placement. Thomas Slack, I'm telling you, if they win this game, I feel like he's their MVP because he has had an incredible game, just filling in left and right and finding ways to get open, also finding ways to assist. Really impressed with watching him today. Rogers, I think, just kind of got caught out of position right there, and they were able to take use of it. That was a beautiful placement, beautiful put, I think, by Dalton Smith.
25. Let's see if we make some noise.
5:31. This has definitely been the quickest quarter so far. I mean, I believe we were at 22 to start the quarter. So far less points being scored at the end of this game. Here they go with the strategy again. It worked. It gave them the lead last time. They're banking on it giving them the lead again. You notice they always find different ways then to approach it. Olsen kind of popping in the middle. Minch far back. Yeah, perfect. Own, wide open. Larberg got bit hard. We're already on the 25. And we have Sperling in the end zone. Has to dish it back to Own. They're going to have a push on Bush. I think that's a bad call. I'm sorry, but yeah, the defender was already pushing up in his grill. I mean, we've been seeing Dalton Smith just ram our guys. But, hey, this is ultimate. This is where we are now. Let's see what happens. Danny Owen has to make a play, but unbelievable work from Dallas. Unfortunately, I think that bad call could come back to get us. 25-20. I mean, not that call made us throw it away. He has no mark. He's going to try to go deep. It's blading hard. I think this is going to be caught, though, by Larberg. Chris Larberg gives it back to Noah Chambers. And now this is big right here. Can they make the play and get the lead at a crunch time? No timeouts being called, and they're going to get the call there. I felt like that was just such a touchy call in the last one. Dallas, I think, is calling injury timeout. Yes, injury timeout for Dallas. Ooh, boy. I can't believe that call was called. I don't even know. Like, it was just using the disc to get disc base. Everybody does that at USAU. But hey, let's lay you down. Whole different game. Here we go. Let's see if they can get the reset started. It floats high. He gets up and grabs it. Smith. Ooh, here we go, Atlanta. They're now playing from behind with 4:24 left, 26-25. I would say a lot of the close games we've lost today has been with these random calls just popping up. But I really don't think that call is going to – we still threw it away the next play. There's nothing really that took away from that drive. Atlanta just threw it away. Atlanta, though, every time we've gone down, we've had a run at least 2 in a row. So let's see if it can happen again. We've been leading for the majority of this game. If you add it up all the time, it's probably been Dallas has led for 5 total minutes. Ooh, this roll, very short, but it's been working. I guess it's put us in a funk. Parker Bray, though, is the guy you want to have the disc, but they're actually going to put Knowles on it. Knowles, actually, he's quite the handler magic guy. Let's see what he does. And he gets the foul smart. I think that's so smart on that double team. Go ahead and let go of the disc because you're going to get hit, and it's going to obviously be a foul. So nice job by Knowles to know how they're playing him and what he has to do. Nice to get off the line here. Let's see if we can then move in. Nice blade over the top to Laviolette. He's got Spinks, but they're cornering him. He swings it all the way to Batson, who's wide open, and Batson makes the grab. 3:58 left, 26-26. Yeah, shaving them legs. He needs to because they were so hairy I couldn't even see his legs. Just kidding. That was a terrible joke. My nerves are getting shot. 26-26. I do not like that Dallas has the disc. This has really been, since the second quarter, a back-and-forth game. Nobody's had a real run of any kind. But let's see if this defense can make something happen. We have the exact same lineup coming from Dallas. I've just been kind of shocked that as Atlanta has played the same people every point, yet it still seems like we're being beat the same way. Let's see if we can get something happening here. Nice roll through. It's exactly what we need. It's going all the way to the back. Here's where we need is a Callahan. Ooh, Sunchoy right there, but unable to get into position. Angle just not there for him. This is the energy you want, though, to start a point. Dallas already buried deep. They play in the man defense. I think exactly what they need to do. It goes up. This is all for Will Lindquist if he can get the positioning. Ooh, he's unable to get to. That was great job by Richardson. It pops up, but it might be too far. It's trailing away. Kai can't get there. It's a turn. Will Lindquist now has the disc. Or no, he's not picking it up. Injury timeout smartly called by... Wait, what's going on here? Oh, Devin Rogers is coming off. I was like, if there's a call, I'm going to lose my mind. Here we go, Atlanta. Destiny back in their hands with 3:32 left. That disc just started trailing, and then the wind kept pushing it further and further away. Props for Marshall, though, to run that down. I believe that was Kai Marshall. He almost had it. And if he caught that, I think that just proved Dallas was meant to win this game. Atlanta still has 1 timeout left. Just don't think they're ready to use it yet. They have a pretty solid offensive line out there, but not any strong handlers that I see at the moment. They're seeing if they can just get off the line maybe to start. Oh, close. Austin Taylor now gets stuck there. Will Lindquist able to pick it up. He has JP, but he looks him off. Keeps another low one. It's too low. With the wind coming in, there was a gust. This is not good. Oh, he has Laviolette able to look him off there. Back to Smith. Oh, Atlanta, if they just called timeout. It's Choi now finally getting a mark. Malachek. You can tell Dallas is kind of just taking their time. They are not rushing this drive. It goes deep. It's going to be a little too perfect for my tastes. Perfect shot to Dalton Smith in Atlanta. I'm surprised they didn't call a timeout there. I think it would have been more important to call the timeout and get the lead. And it doesn't really matter. You call a timeout. Still doesn't guarantee us the lead, but I was shocked that we didn't use it. And at first I thought that throw might trail, but Dalton just chases it down. Atlanta needs to just stay focused. I'm sorry, I did not realize Atlanta had no more timeouts. And that is why. For some reason, I thought they still had one. My bad. It all makes sense. Everything happens for a reason. And once again, they're going to try this interesting approach. I feel like they feel that the first throw, they have a chance. And now with some wind, there actually is a nice strong gust coming through. We haven't felt this all day, and I think that attributed to the low throw we saw. Christian Olsen immediately is open, so they were able to get out of that immediately. He wants to get to Minch, but he can't. He's going to have to reset to Taylor. This is a very important point. I think if Atlanta fails to get this point, the game is pretty much Dallas's to lose. He's trying to get off the sideline. Some heavy marks there by number 77. Gets it to Owen now, gets to the bush. He's got Sperling, but he's being chased. I don't think it's going to be able to get to him, though. Noah Chambers is too far away. Quick score from Atlanta, keeping this still a chance. 27-27 with 2:32 left in the fourth. Hopefully this gust of wind will come in time for Atlanta to make an incredible defensive play, or maybe this is the time to bring that zone back out, and hopefully they throw a hammer and it just gets blown away. But if anything, Dallas has done a really good job against this defense. They have not let a run happen in a long time. But when time gets low like this, anything is possible. Ooh, pressure. Definitely, you can feel tension. I'm feeling it. This is a very big defensive point. I mean, really, the next 2.5 minutes is going to be intense. We'll see. There's this strong little wind coming through. Not too strong, but definitely noticeable compared to the rest of the game. We're going to see if this zone can shut it down. Dallas in control of their destiny if they hold the disc. Ooh, the stall count had to have been about 4 or 5, able to get rid of it. Ooh, but that's why we're just allowing these resets. Malchek goes quickly to the side to Richardson. Will they clamp down on Richardson? Minch is trying to make a quick, easy throw to Dalton. There's just really no challenges by this defense right now. They're easily getting from throw to throw. Jackson now back at his own 50. There's the first nice little strong mark, but once again, Trenton's not able to close it down. They get it to Frood. Frood now trapped on his own 30, or the opponent's 30 on his own sideline. He puts a nice little swing. Oh, Dalton, very aware. Laviolette was not expecting it. Back to Jackson. Ooh, swings it around Trenton. He's got Dalton. It pokes a little, but he can't make the bid. I think that was a game winner Laviolette bid, and he's just unable to grab it. 1:37 left, 27-28. I'm telling you right now, this game, if Atlanta holds, it's probably going to be a Dallas for a buzzer beater, is my guess. And if we can get lucky and it's early and we can get the D and maybe get our chance and pick it up and throw it, maybe we have a chance. But this is it. I think Atlanta just needs to focus on we score. I don't care how much time's left. We just need to score. Leave it up to our defense to make the win happen. I'll have to say, though, congrats for Atlanta. This is one of the highest scoring offenses we've had so far this season. We played this game very well. I think there's just, once again, a couple mistakes here and there that we just could never really pull away. We had the highest lead by 3 of any team, and we let that kind of squander at the end of the third, and that's why we're here where we are right now. Well, this disc might go out of bounds. We're going to get a nice find. That's the first time I've seen Dallas throw it out of bounds, not intentionally. Stapleton starting with the disc. Some heavy marks. Dallas is playing with some ferocity. JP quickly gives it to Olsen, now trapped on the 50 near his own sideline. Gets it right up the line to JP. JP looks him off. He's got Olsen again. It's just hit right out, and that just wasn't smart ultimate. JP just hoping to get the point going. This is it. Dallas now has a chance to just run the clock and win the game. Klisterrock gives it over to Dylan Larberg. Larberg swings it over to Clutton. They have to get a defensive play. It dies in the air, but able to keep it up. Now back to Dylan Larberg. Dylan and Chris looking to give some motion. Nothing going on. They call their last timeout. Oh, the clock was still running. We probably should be about 50. It says 54, but I think we should be about 56. They might stay at 54. Yeah, I don't know what JP, that might have been finally the tension getting to him, the stress of the point. Just not sure what he thought he was going to be able to accomplish. Even then, if he were to give it over his handler, Mark, he was going to have the defender right on Olsen's butt. But who am I? I'm just the guy sitting up in the booth. I'm not down on the field. It's a whole different world down there.
And mental strength. And now you too can train with DSP.
Like I said, I feel like Dallas plays even better in the fourth quarter, and this defensive pressure they've put in the last 5 minutes has been incredible. And you can tell Atlanta's just had a hard time adjusting to it. That doesn't mean, though, that we can't get this right here, get the disc back. We still have 56 seconds left. They did adjust the clock. This could be big for Atlanta. We need the defensive play here. Now we're just fighting for overtime if we're lucky. Unbelievable to think this game flipped back to Dallas in the last few minutes, but I kind of said at the beginning of the broadcast, that's what they do in the fourth quarter. They win the game when it matters. Will Atlanta be able to get something to happen here? Stall coming in at 0. Let's see. Disc is in. Dalton Smith. Oh, a little too far, but it was almost thrown away. Nice pickup by Dalton Smith. He's not going to let that. They just go deep to Frood. A perfect placement. This is the game. If he can just get the continuation, it's all over. He doesn't. They're going to call him in. He's able to get up. 29-27, and the air has left the building. That might be the game. Atlanta just found a way, I think, to squander this one. That you could tell by the end of the third quarter, they had that 3-point lead, and it shrunk so fast. They could not seem to maintain that third quarter, putting a lot of pressure coming into the fourth quarter. And I went Dallas's way here towards the end. 29-27, still a miracle chance. But I think don't be shocked to see Atlanta just immediately shoot this deep and try to score as quickly as they can to then maybe throw a roller and hope for a bad throw off the sideline. That can be the only options. Now Dallas with the longest or the biggest lead they've had all game. They were once up by 2, 3-1. Now they come back where they started, up by 2, and feeling pretty comfortable about this. He catches it. That's very important. Keeps it up. Olsen fakes going deep, comes back under. It's all about Bush now. They're going to have to do it. It's a little floater. Kelvin might have to make a play here. Bush gets up. He showed Clutton how to play ultimate. That was beautiful. Clutton was just trying to lean into Bush. Bush says, you can't just push me over. I don't know. I think that was a clean play. Yeah, there's no push off. There's no nothing. That's just jumping over you, buddy. Nice work from Atlanta. Yeah, that's why you fell over, because you were trying to lean into him. Good work, though. 23 seconds, exactly what needed to have happen. Now let's see if how they approach this. I think it's a roller on the sideline. It's really the only chance you have. You do not want to let Dallas try to just get a couple throws and run the clock. 28-29, 23 seconds left. This is the toughest I've seen Atlanta play against Dallas, and a shame if we don't get away with a win here today. I think we played very well, and I like this. See, I honestly would put it more towards the goal line in general, because it forces them to have to use the red zone and shorten the field, so maybe they went a little too far, to be honest. They were able to get it off immediately. They did not get their defense up there in time. With 18 seconds, they only need about 2 more completions. They're putting on them. Oh, and he's able to get it. 1 more completion should pretty much wrap it up.
10 seconds.
What is being called? I do not understand that. I mean, Olsen has every right to stand his ground. You can't just run him over. I'm not sure why there was a call there at all. All right, well, here we go. 1 completion. The game is over. And it's up, and that's the game. Dallas comes away with the win. 29-28, a tough, really tough loss. I mean, this has just been a tough weekend for Atlanta. The Soul lost in double overtime on a very close game. In Atlanta, I honestly think they played a hell of a game. But Dallas, they're a better team, and they showed it today. This is why they're number 1. Atlanta squandered a third quarter lead of 3 points. Coming into the fourth, battling back and forth to a very close one here in Atlanta. This goes to Dallas, 29-28. Dallas will continue to be number 1, 7-1 in the division. Atlanta now, I believe, still in third place, but with a 4-4 record, with Austin right on the door and Nashville Night Watch also right there in the mix. We do have to battle Night Watch, I believe, 2 more times this season. This was a big game for Dallas. That really kind of puts them even further into the divisions, is taking a home field advantage into the playoffs. As for Atlanta, these Raleigh games now become even more important if we want to sneak our way into the playoffs come later this season. That'll pretty much wrap it up for us here. We will see you next time. I'm not sure what the next game or when it'll be, but we will see you then. Atlanta falls to Dallas 29-28.